And welcome back to the Kyle Sledger Show, round 3 recap. Today, people, we had a day at the Masters, people. Take away most of the things I said yesterday and throw them out the window. If you didn't watch yesterday's podcast, don't, because I was wrong, a lot of it. I was talking about, can Rory maybe set a course record? I was looking at the DJ course record, thinking if Rory, all he's got to do is go shoot 268s, and this is all of a sudden, this is going to be a tournament. It did not go like that today, people. Rory struggled, and we have ourselves a golf tournament. So we're going to break down all 3 of that today. But first, hit the music.
Well, here I am, just me in my old skin. It's just me in my old...
Alright, so we have a golf tournament, people. This ain't no one's walking away with this thing. At least it looks like yet. An amazing day at the Masters. We had Rory McIlroy shooting a 1 over to finish at 11. Cam Young shooting an 11 to finish at 11 under, 7 under 65 on the day. Hell of a day by Cam. We had Sam Burns with a 4 under day to finish at tie. He's in 3rd. We have Shane Lowry at 9, 4 under day. Jason Day 4 under on the day. Justin Rose 3 under the day. Scottie Scheffler 3 under the day. Patrick Cantlay 6 under on the day. A lot of great golf being played out there today. Let's go through a couple of the rounds, starting with Rory McIlroy. I think that's the biggest storyline going on of what is going on with Rory McIlroy right now. You know, he really talked about how he seemed like he figured a lot of this stuff out. He was going to, he played a bad round, hit some bad shots, I'll go back to the champions dinner or back to the champions locker room, put my drink and have a drink. He's going to need to have a drink today because even on the front, got rough bogey on the first, really kind of did actually pick it up, but birdied the 3rd, and then seemed like he rode the ship a little bit. Birdied 10 to seem like we may have it down. Come the 11th hole, his worst shot of the day, his approach shot on the 11, minus 1.5 strokes, was his ball into the water on 11. That led to just a pathetic little, he had maybe 5 feet that he missed for a putt, for a double. And we were off to the races then. That brought him 1 over for the day, brought him back down from 12 to 11. And it really seemed like, hey, there was 2 things in this field. We talked about 2 storylines, right? It's either, is Rory going to have a historic collapse? Is Rory going to have a historic collapse? Or is Rory going to go off and keep ripping apart people limb by limb? I think we figured it out. He's not going to keep ripping apart the course limb by limb. The mean's going to kind of find its average. And Rory, which was crazy, his approach game was shit today. But his driving was much better. Go figure, right? Where before he was, he only hit 8 of 14 fairways, which is the same thing he did yesterday. So you would, he's not that different in terms of that. Ranked number 43 in terms of strokes gained. So, I don't think it's crazy to say that Rory's actively blowing this tournament as we sit here on a Saturday night at 7:30 right now. But it was tied for the largest 36-hole lead of the Masters, and that has evaporated, and he is teeing off all square tomorrow. Would honestly, by some of these guys without they're playing, he very well might be playing outside the lead tomorrow. Because with some of these groups going off before, and some of these guys get to 2 or 3, would not be surprised for a couple birdies, eagles tomorrow. and Scottie makes an early eagle, and it's 9, and we have a really we're in for a ball game. It's just a crazy difference in terms of how Rory played yesterday, his 65 yesterday, and how he looked today. Yesterday, I mean, plus 7.5 strokes gained on the field. Today, minus 2.5. So, nine and almost 10 strokes lost on the field in terms of strokes gained. Ranking number 43 right now. It is Rory McIlroy needs to figure his shit out. I think that now the thought is right now he's not playing. He's not trying to win his first green jacket. He's not trying to win the Grand Slam right now. That's all that's done, right? So does he come out tomorrow playing a little bit more free? I don't know. I could maybe see that, right? But I could also see Rory playing like shit tomorrow because of it just continuing like he did yesterday. I don't know, because I think it's a weird. I sat in front of this exact camera yesterday and said that there's a real chance that Rory sets the course record if he just does 4 under the last 2 days. He's not going under tomorrow, so we don't have to worry anywhere near getting anywhere near 18 to 20. That ain't happening. The whole Tiger, leading by 6 shots, can he get to 8 or something? That's not happening, right? Tomorrow we are teeing off with Rory just trying to fight for a victory. His good buddy Shane Lowry is going to be in the group right behind him, which I think is going to be we get up there with there was probably no one better. If Rory's not going to win, I think there's no one better that he would rather put the green jacket on than Shane Lowry. So very very close by him. Just a very surprising day overall. That was not kind of what I was expecting today. I watched it at kind of. Had a very fun party today. The host did a fantastic job. Made some pimento cheese sandwiches. We had a little pulled pork barbecue. We were drinking azalea. So we had the Masters experience. The same group last year that we watched Rory win this with. Rory played completely different rounds from how he looked last year, making eagles, making these and closing the door. To literally look like he was falling the round and he was like, if you've watched the F1 movie, he essentially was trying to get the car back into pit lane with one tire already off. Maybe even honestly the way he was playing 2 tires falling off because it was just a crazy round of golf from what you would expect someone. Now, if you were to say, hey, that's Rory McIlroy, right? I mean, he's adjusting to his means. I could hear that argument, right? Because he played out of his mind the first 2 days, and we were saying, hey, maybe the boogaboo's gone from Rory, it's off his back. He's gonna come out, he's gonna be firing, he might not lose his tournament again. He may lose his tournament this year. And there may be a very real collapse in his green jacket defense. Now, all said that I think the same thing last year. They're Saturday. At the end of the day, it's Saturday night. He is going to bed in the lead for the Masters. So you can't. It's hard to also be that upset about that because the same thing I would imagine Harry said the same thing he said to him last year. Said, hey, we would have taken this Monday morning when we showed up. Said, hey, you're tied for the lead going into Sunday. Great. That sounds like a great thing. You had a 6-shot going into Saturday. Different story, right? It's all about perspective. I don't know if he gets it done. I'm going to be truthful with you guys. I do not know if he gets this done. I kind of want to see Scottie get it done. I think it'd be very, very cool. Scottie did not have 2 great rounds, right? 2 under par, 70 in the first, 2 over on the yesterday, and then lit the world on fire today. So, Scottie Scheffler, number 1 strokes gained approach, number 1 strokes gained 2 to green, number 1 strokes gained total. Scottie's playing his dick off. Was 5.5 strokes over the field, hit 14 of 18 greens and 11 of 14 fairways. So he's hitting greens and hitting fairways, which was not what he was doing the day before, right? He couldn't hit it the day before. He hit 11 day before, 12 before. Never mind. Don't listen to me. For the same thing that he did before that. Drove the ball much more further today, much more consistently. Overall, averaged 311 on the front, and then the second 9 averaged 313. So overall, he's driving the ball phenomenally, which is why he's getting these chances. And then he's putting himself close, and he's making half these putts, which is he starts making more putts tomorrow. I don't think there's any doubt that he can get to 5 tomorrow, right? And that gets him to 12. I don't think Scottie getting to 12. I think right now, if I'm going to say out there, I'm going to say 13 or 14 wins this tournament. I think 13 or 14 are going to get it done. So I think, can Scottie get another 5? I think potentially. Do I know what I'm talking about? No. So can he also fall on his face tomorrow? Completely. Can he play like the Scottie? The Scottie that I thought I did. I'm like, oh yeah, no. The Scottie that I think we're all used to seeing was the Scottie of today. Can he show up like he did on Friday and shoot a 2 over? That possibility is certainly there. We've seen it this week. I don't think he's certainly not out of this. He's certainly not out of this. In terms of experience, he's right up there with the most experienced besides Rory in majors. Cam Young. So Cam Young also, same thing as Scottie today, both 65s, both 7 under. Cameron Young now is 11 under, 11 over, 11 under for the tournament. Cam Young had a great day today. Yeah, so Scottie and Cam actually tied for number 1 in strokes gained. It's pretty crazy. So Cam Young was number 1 in strokes gained off the approach, number 2 or number 5 in tee to green. So he's hitting his wedges much closer, and he's putting a little better than Scottie is statistics wise. But he had himself a day today. 11 under also, birdied 3, 4, 7, 8, 10, 13, 14, just one bad bogey at 15, which is unfortunate. I think that would have been a nice easy birdie to get 12. But I think 15 was playing hard today. Let's go. We will look at how each hole played after this. And then got another birdie at 16 to finish it off with a 65. So he does that tomorrow. I think he goes off and he wins the Masters. There's 2 guys tomorrow that show up and have the ability themselves to win the Masters, and that's Cam Young, and that is Rory McIlroy. Right? If both of them come out and shoot 65, I don't think it really matters unless they both do it, which would be crazy. But either of them come out tomorrow, and they're gonna be the last group. They do that. They make a couple birdies, especially we're seeing a lot of birdies on the back. They make some birdies on the second 9. The second 9, and this is a real golf tournament for M. I don't think anywhere. Obviously, Sam's just a stroke behind, and Shane's 2 strokes back. Like we saw today, 1 double and one birdie is that that 3-shot swing is not out of the question. I think for any of these guys whatsoever. And then I honestly don't hate Jason. Jason Day's right up there. It didn't seem like he great. Good round by Jason Day. 4 under on 4 under on the day, 1 under on the front, and then 3 under on the back. So Jason's right up there. Jason is tee to green is 6th ranked. Total strokes gained number 6. So Jason's having himself just a solid week. Rosie again, another. No blemishes today in the card. 3 birdies. That was it. Birdies at 3, 8, and 13, which it seems like everyone was birdieing 8 today. 8 was by far playing as the easiest hole. I guess this be a good time. Let's talk about They obviously they have fully neutered the golf course. I think that's fully out there. We had the possibility of getting an all-time hard major where it is running firm and fast, and we're gonna have a winner of maybe 3 or 4 or 5. I don't think that obviously was not happening. Right, first day, course was playing over 2.5 strokes over the par. Back was playing 1.69 over par. Right. They softened it up yesterday. It was playing just a little under a stroke hard, and then the back was playing about half a stroke harder. Okay. Scoring today. Now it did get to cut. There was a cut, right? So some of that data is the cut wave. You only do have the best half of it, so you don't have some of the people that were dragging it down. But a stroke and a half today, minus a stroke and a half on the field, was average today. The front was almost a stroke and the back was half a stroke. Easiest hole was by far the 8th hole. 0 bogeys at the par 5 8th hole today. And 61% of the field made birdie or better. So if you were walking up to the 8th hole, statistically, one person of your group was making a birdie or better. So, and then if the other person didn't make a birdie, the other person made a par. Statistically speaking, that's what most of the groups were doing today. So, was not obviously playing right. That's usually playing much harder. Uphill, right? You get more run out, but then depending where that pin is, right? I think that pin might have been, I think, was in the back today, but that when that pin's up front, you get that run down on the slope. But with the pin today, you were just having guys just fucking launch up the green, and the greens weren't that fast, so they were kind of coming in a little bit slower and coming in there not absolutely insane. Hardest hole in the day was by far the 11th hole. Only 9% of the field birdied that, and then approximately 57% of the field made par. So 50% of the field made par or better, and then the opposite of that made bogey or doubles, which were worse. So kind of the inverse we see of hole 8 of what we see of hole 11. So we're seeing that playing as a par 4, playing much harder today, played 520 yards. So tough day today. The second hardest hole today was the first, which was kind of surprising. The first was actually tied with the 17th for the 2 hardest holes, both about a 15th of a stroke over par. So very interesting on those 2 holes. What we saw today kind of was not, I guess we weren't really expecting too much difference. We saw obviously a lot harder yesterday. We saw that 11th hole by far pop out today is the hardest. And it might be the whole of the tournament, honestly. I know. The hardest hole of the tournament, scoring average to par so far, was the 7th hole on Thursday. Was the hardest hole on the tournament, that par 4 7th hole. Which I imagine where that pin is on the front. So, yeah. So, definitely, course is playing by far easier. The course played way easier for the afternoon. So, which is the leaders, so you would expect. But the morning round was half a stroke to par, and then the afternoon was still two full strokes under par. So the course did not get baked out. It definitely was holding moisture the entire day. So theoretically, they watered that motherfucker like crazy the last night. So that when we say they neutered the golf course, that is the exact reason why I'm saying they neutered the golf course, because you would expect this course to be playing hard and fast and firm and not holding water for the entire day and getting easier on Saturday afternoon. As the leaders come up, you would expect then it to be harder. Now you're saying, hey Kyle, that might be a statistical variance because the leaders are the best players of the golf, and I would agree with you. But those guys in the morning are still trying just as hard to make birdies as the guy in the afternoons are, as much as playing defenses. So, chances to win. So Scottie, at one point today, his best chance was he had through 12, even through 12, he had a 69.9%, 69.1% chance to win was his highest chance to win at any of the tournament. Or 69.7 at negative 12, even through round 3. Finished the day at a 30% chance, and Cam Young now has jumped up to that. Cam Young started the day at the same time. Rory had that 69% chance to win. Cam Young was sitting there with a 3.3% chance. And then has managed to absolutely come the leader, and Sam Burns has got up there. Right now we are to win based off our friends over at Data Golf. They have Cam Young, followed by Rory McIlroy, Sam Burns. So it's Cam Young at 32%, Rory McIlroy down to 31%, Sam Burns 14%, and then rounding out a couple of the guys that are just at single digits. Shane Lowry at 5, Scottie at 5, Justin at 4, and Jason Day at 3. So according to Data Golf, everyone else is under a percent chance. So it's either going to come out. The winner is going to be Cam Young, Rory McIlroy, Sam Burns, Shane Lowry, Scottie Scheffler, or Justin Rose. Or Jason Day. Balls. Balls. That's not what we had, folks. That is, what is Fitzpatrick? Cool. He's 3 under, 0.01% chance to win. Fleetwood, we had top 5. They give him now a 7% chance to finish in the top 5. Don't love that. T15 right now. Brooks Koepka. Top 10, 20% T15. And Jordan Spieth. T33, top 20, 25% chance. So 2 under in the day. Jordan did not have a crazy bad day today. And then Home made the cut. Woodland made the cut. Oberg, Reed, Thomas. So we did hit that parlay of make the cut parlay, our 5-way to make the cut parlay. So that was good. That was plus 348. So you guys got a winner there, and we will go over that fully tomorrow. But we will see how that did. So let's talk storylines. So Rory playing freed up. Obviously, we talked a ton about yesterday. How, Rory McIlroy is playing so freed up, and this is crazy. He looks awesome. I think we have the understanding of that maybe the freed upness is now wearing off from where it was on Thursday morning after the Champions Dinner, after everything that went earlier this week. Seems like maybe it's catching up to him just a little bit. Storyline number 2 we talked about yesterday and earlier this week was Scottie Scheffler. Does not have his A game, and then the number 3, his third green jacket puts him in very rare air. I honestly think Scottie, as we sat in the program last night, I gave Scottie probably a 0% chance. Whereas saying today, Scottie's got a much better chance in my eyes. I honestly don't hate taking a floater on him if he's out there to even to win. Jordan Spieth shaking out the 2016 Ghost. Certainly seems like he's not shaked it off, but he certainly made the cut, and is 2 under today. So playing better than maybe he has in past weeks, but certainly not shaking any ghost off. Tommy boy did not have a good day. Tommy 1 over on the day, drops him to a 0.2% win probability. Definitely not gonna win a major, I would say. So he will continue. I will say he will continue to stay as the best player without a major continuing, and it may be the curse of Blackstone. Just want to throw that out there. J Rose, not a bad start, but seems like he's just was able to put on the afterburners. Still, he's still in striking distance tomorrow. Would love to see him kind of come out there, maybe light a little bit on fire, make a nice early eagle on 2, and we're off the races. And he's one back, and someone bogeys, and all of a sudden he's right there. So I think Justin Rose is still very much in this. And the same thing with the kind of the ex-Live players. I think P. Reed played himself a little bit not the best of days. Even for the day, 6 under for the tournament. 0.5% chance to win. So we're going to say P has played himself out of it. But Patrick definitely is on his way to finishing in the top 10. And seems like he's definitely figuring out his way back on the PGA Tour in this next, seems like this what's going to go on in the next calendar year. That, by this time next year, I think he'll be back fully on the PGA Tour. What schedule he's playing, he might have to go play some of the bullshit tournaments like they're making Brooks do, but he'll be back. Same thing with Brooksy today, 1 under for the day. 10 or 8 off the lead. Would certainly not count Brooks out of it, but he's going to have to light the world on fire tomorrow to have a chance. But for him, I think it's a great finish in top 15 and get invited back next year, undoubtedly. And that would very much help his world ranking and for him to get in those elevated events going forward in the future, which will make him a lot more money than where he's currently playing. So, Young Guns, how did the Young Guns do? So Gotterup had a great day today. So Gotterup, he was having a good day. Gotterup had an okay day. Even on the front, even on the back, a little nasty scorecard. Birdied, bogey, bogey, birdie. Oh yeah, so four bogeys, an eagle, and 2 birdies. So not Gotterup's best day. Bridgman had a much better day today. 3 under for the day to him. So much day. Obviously, Akshay did not make the cut, and neither did Nico make the cut. The other thing we talked about, how are the Live player is going to do. Jonathan Rahm, +1 of the day. Just does not look like he has his stuff. 0% chance to win, 0% chance for top 5, 0.1 chance for top 10, and a 0.3% chance for top 20. So I cannot imagine John Rahm's very happy to week. Bryson, obviously, I would say Bryson's probably way more upset missing the cut. Bubba Watson missed the cut. Charles Schwartzel, 5 over on the day. He is very much out of the tournament at 9 over right now. Cam Smith out of the tournament. Tommy Kibben is cut out of the tournament. Dustin Johnson, 3 over on the day, is very much out of it. So Haddon was the only one that was having a great day. Had a absolute fantastic yesterday. Was I think the first person in a very long time to hit every single green. And then today to not have his A game. 1 over on the front on the first, and then just 2-1 makes 2 birdies on the second. So finishes the day at even par. You would think that at 4 it's not crazy for him to go out there. He's gonna need some help. The people are gonna have to come back a little bit to him, and he's gonna have to have that 7 under kind of day. But I would say we could probably count Haddon out of this tournament. And Sergio today finished at +2, +5 overall. So very bad showing by the Live players. I think they're going to have one guy fighting to finish in the top 20 of their 10. Obviously, most of their field was cut. Not what you're looking for of the Live players, and very much pulling into the storyline that they're playing these Mickey Mouse kind of hula hoop golf basketball tournaments, and they're not really playing serious. Colin. So Colin definitely seems like they mentioned a couple times, like they saw him fighting the back troubles a little bit. But Colin had himself a good day. 4 under on the day, 5 under on the tournament. Colin T12. So theoretical chance to still finish in the top 5. And maybe try to get himself a chance to the top 10. Or maybe 33% chance to get in the top 10, 9% chance to get in the top 5. So good chance to get in the top 10. And, has to play himself out of the way out of the top 20. So Colin definitely much better day. And as a healthy Colin Morikawa, I think he is very much contending for this golf tournament. And he is, maybe not the same thing as Young and more Rory got to. But I don't think with a healthy back, I think I for sure see him at, that 8-9 number. So winning score, the Data Golf has probability-wise at -13. Leading is 19% probability-wise, followed by 12. So they're thinking Rory's going to pick up 1 tomorrow, and they're thinking the winners are going to pick up 2 tomorrow. So the data says that there will be about 80% chance, over 88% chance tomorrow that the winners will not stay at par, right? So whoever wins tomorrow is going to need to go out and earn it. It's going to have to be at least a couple from the leaders, or there's going to be someone coming from the back there, which I don't think is an absolute crazy storyline, and I think is a very, very, very good possibility that we have that. Coverage today, so CBS, I'd say a little better than ESPN, not as many cutaways. Is a good problem to have, but it seems like there was just an embarrassment of riches going on today. Well, there was just so much golf to be shown, so much golf to absolutely be shown in all of it, that they were having a problem just kind of keeping up with showing everyone that's on. It was like we had one TV on that was on the broadcast, and we had the second TV that had the multi-view on, and they were showing, they would say, like, we would see, we saw Shane Lowry's hole-in-one 10 different times, which also shout out Shane Lowry. Shane, great hole-in-one by Shane. He's just a hole-in-one master, because he has a hole-in-one on 16 at Augusta. He has a hole-in-one at 17 at TPC Sawgrass, which is the 17th hole of the Players, and then he has a hole-in-one in the 7th hole at Pebble Beach, which is the famous island green also. So Shane then today picks up then an ace on number 6. So in terms of acing the most picturesque holes in golf, Shane has just about done every single one of them. So shout out awesome there today and that. But the coverage just, I think, it struggled a little bit in terms of, it seemed like there was just so much going on where they would, like, we'd see something on the side TV and then it would be like 3 shots behind in that TV. It's like, well, they're going to get to that. But there was just so much going on, and it seemed like there was probably some guy in a truck screaming at a bunch of people because there was just so much to show at one time. So that was obviously a tough side. I'm not as mad at CBS as I was at ESPN last night for not showing the cut. Less to obviously show they were going to be a little more focused on those final groups and that final number today, which I'm totally fine with, which is on Saturday and Sunday Masters. They should be focused on the final number. Friday, they should be focused on the cut line. That's what golf is. It's once you make the cut, if you don't win, it's win or go home, right? So if you're not going to win, they're going to show people losing putts for money. But besides that, we want to see winners. And if you make the cut, you have a chance to win. It's pretty much what it comes down to. Who do I like tomorrow? So let's get down to who do I think is going to have the stones to get this done tomorrow. And I think at the end of the day, there's all this shit after all this, everything's going on. I think it's going to come down to 3 people tomorrow that are going to get this done. I think we're going to see Cam Young or Rory. Obviously, that's not crazy. Rory just picks it up. I don't think he can play worse than he did today, honestly. And, I think he's going to figure it out. I think Cam is young and may honestly falter a little bit down the stretch. And especially with his driver. He roasts his driver, but would not be surprised on if he puts one in the water or puts one in the trees come late. And the other guy that I love tomorrow is Scottie Scheffler. Because if Scottish can do what he did today, I love him taking control and coming from a little couple groups back and having a chance at this tournament. I think there is a very, very, very good chance that Scottie has a chance at this tournament tomorrow and finishes in kind of a podium position at a top 3. We'll love a chance at a playoff tomorrow. I think that would be really cool, but we'll see. So I think there's a lot of possibilities tomorrow, but we will see. So thank you guys for watching. This was our round 3 recap of the Masters. Enjoy the final round, and we will be back tomorrow, and we will have a podcast for you tomorrow night recapping the final round, talking through all the storylines of where we're at from today, after today, and then where this kind of takes us. And then the other crazy sauce is there's an elevated event next week, so we will give then, and we will flip the page, and we'll have the last half of tomorrow podcast. We will talk about HBC, the RBC Heritage next week at the Harbor Town. So crazy that the week after the Masters we're go right into another elevated event, but here we are. So tomorrow we will recap full recap of the Masters, and then we will talk Harbor Town tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching, listening, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.